Welcome to Front Porch Conversations. We are so delighted you dropped by to visit with us today. And we have a delightful woman that has joined us today. And she's not going to be a stranger to a lot of you, but we're going to get a chance to pull back the curtain and see some things in her life we haven't known before. So Kathy Kessel is with us today. And Kathy, I'm so happy you're here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I am
It's exciting.
too. It is exciting.
Yeah.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Tell me, I know you have worked here for a while. You've just become a resident not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about where you were raised. Where do you come from? Your childhood.
All right. I was born in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor.
And I stayed there till I was 20. And then when I married, we moved to Florida. So I've lived in Florida since 1970. So really, I'm a Floridian. I'm not a Michigander.
No, you're not. No.
Yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No, I'm the only child.
Well, I'll be.
Mm-hmm. But I was raised next to a family of 9 Polish children, so I was never without a buddy.
Playmate.
Right.
Well,
Correct.
I'll be. Yeah. And you were there until you were 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mother was an only child, and she used to talk all the time about how she had wanted brothers and sisters.
I never needed brothers and sisters because
didn't.
I had that family next to me, and I really, it's not bad being an only child.
No.
You know, except for in my older age now, I wish I had someone to call, because your friends kind of drop off. You know, year by year, there's less and less.
Yeah.
But
what brought you to Florida? What caused the move when you were 20?
I had an uncle that had a home down here in Mayo, Florida, that he wasn't living in, and so we asked him if we could come down and live in it till my husband found a job and we could get settled, and he said sure.
Yeah. Where did you meet your husband?
My girlfriend's husband was in the Army.
Right.
And she sent him a picture of me, and he showed his friend a picture, and he said, well, when I get home, I'm going to marry her. And so he did. So he got home in July, and we were married in September.
Wow, Kathy. What a story.
But it didn't last.
Okay.
Well, it lasted 27 years.
Well, that's
you
a
know.
pretty good, that's a pretty good record.
Right. Uh-huh.
I'll be.
Yeah.
So it was with that husband that you came down to Florida?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Uh-huh.
To Mayo?
Mayo, Florida.
Yeah. So, do you have children?
I have, I've had 3 children. My daughter died in infancy, and then I just had a son that died a couple years ago.
Really?
From open heart surgery. He survived a little bit, you know, but not that long. And then I have one son that's still living, and he watches after me.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
Does he live nearby?
Across the river. I just moved across the river.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, how did you find out about Advent? Well, if you moved to Mayo, you would know.
Well, I drove past it every day to work, and it fascinated me, and I said that I always wanted to work here. But
did you?
When you get in a job you're kind of more or less stuck with because you want stability, you know, you're afraid to give up them years to come work somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but when did you come to work out here? That was your initial introduction out here, wasn't it? To come as an employee?
Well, when I retired from the telephone company after 23 years.
Oh, telephone company.
In September of 2000, I was off for 3 months, and I didn't like retirement. I was bored. Yeah. And so I come over here and put my application in. So January of 2001, I started here, and I've worked here ever since. But I don't get credit for all the years I worked because part of it was part-time, part of it was full-time, and then I quit to take care of my second husband when he was ill. And I took a year off then, and then I took a year off to move back to Michigan one time, thinking I wanted to move there, and that didn't work. And I moved back here because COVID was coming. Yeah. And I had to get out of Michigan before they shut me down, and I couldn't get out.
Boy, interesting.
So I moved back here and got my job back here, and I've worked here ever since.
Well, I'll be. And you've just moved in as a resident.
Right.
Here.
Yes, I love it.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have moved in here if I thought any different, you know, but the people here are just so nice. You know, the residents and the supervision, you know. To me, everybody's nice. You always have a little strife once in a while, but the majority, I wouldn't have moved here if I hadn't liked it.
Yeah. And you saw it from the inside.
Yes.
Before you were inside.
Yes. And I love the residents.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating to me is there's so many different people that come here from all walks of life. It's fascinating to know what they used to do before they moved here.
Exactly.
Because they're just not an old person moving into a retirement center. They had a life, and it's nice to know that.
That's a good point. A life and a story.
Yes.
Yeah. You told me the other day when we were chatting a little bit about this meeting, you told me about some ideas that you have had that I just thought were so clever. Tell me a little bit about what's come to your mind that would be an exciting thing to do here.
Well, I thought that it would be interesting to know about something in someone's life that maybe someone wouldn't ask. Like, you may not know this about me.
Exactly.
And I'll give you an example.
Do.
I won the spelling bee in the 6th grade. And I got from Detroit Free Press. Oh. And I got a dictionary, and it had my name in gold on it, you know, and a certificate. And don't ask me what the word was. I don't remember.
I was going to ask
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I did win, you know. And that's pretty proud of that.
Absolutely.
You know, regardless whether it was 6th grade or not.
Exactly. And an early time to start achieving as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that idea, what you don't know about me. Mm-hmm. Because there are so many stories out here.
That's something you really wouldn't tell anyone.
No.
Up, you know? And I think everybody's got some interesting thing in their background.
I think you're right. I know even watching the front porch conversations, I've learned things about my neighbors I never knew. That one little lady played the trumpet, for pity's sake. Who knew?
Yeah.
So there are all kinds of things that you...
Well, I also I quit work. Back in the 60s, you could quit a job and find another job that paid just as well.
Right.
You know, there was lots of jobs back then. So I quit the telephone company, making pretty good money, and went to work for Fisher Body, which was a car assembly.
Yeah, right.
And I put windows in cars for a solid year on the left-hand side. I put the side windows in, I I guess it was 1970. Chevelle's maybe, I can't quite remember what it was, but then when that year was up is when we moved to Florida. And then I got my job back here. I started working at the telephone company as a toll operator. I started in the old cord boards.
Yes.
And then I graduated to the switch room. You had to take a test in order to get in there, and I passed the test, and I had a lot of encouragement from my supervisor. He wanted me to go down there because there wasn't that many women at that time in the switch room.
Yeah.
And I passed it, and then when I come down here, I had a little bit of difficulty getting back in there because they didn't really want women in that department.
Right.
But when I got in there, I was able to work my way into a niche,
Yep.
What the men didn't want to do, I did. And that satisfied them as long as I stayed out of their way.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do what I wanted to, and it was work that had to be done. So,
When you were working with a telephone company, was that in Mayo or was it in a larger city?
It was in Live Oak.
In Live Oak, okay.
But I traveled around to all the different cities because we had to take care of all the switching in all the cities,
So you traveled
Jasper,
with them.
Mayo, Welborn, Jennings, all over.
Wow. So many jobs with the phone company that you don't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my first jobs. Real jobs was long distance operator.
Was it?
With Bell Telephone.
Were you cordboard?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
And I look back now and think, my stars, the technology has just,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't even compare. But that's so interesting that you did that. Yeah. So when you, do you still have family up north?
No.
No?
But I still am in touch with those girls that I grew up with.
Are you really?
There's 5 of us, and we still get together.
So that's like family, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they now? Scattered?
No, they're all right in that same little area. I'm
really?
the only one that left. And so when I go up there, I'm not in need for a place to stay.
No, you're not.
Lake Orion is where I grew up at. It's about 25 miles north of Detroit.
So say the name again, Lake Orion.
Orion. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Southerners would call it Orion.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So you're still in touch with some of those that you were raised with.
Yes. All the time. Yeah.
Did you have any spiritual background when you were coming up?
My mother and dad did not go to church, although they seen that I went to church.
Did they really?
They took me to Sunday school. Mother was Lutheran, but she couldn't find a Lutheran church, so she chose Methodist.
Okay.
And so I was raised Methodist till I graduated.
Right.
And I went for a solid year, and I got a hymnal. Went for another year without missing, and I got a church hymnal. And then the 3rd year, I got a Bible. So I was good at
Kathy,
sticking with
yeah,
things.
you surely were. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
And then when I come down here, my son introduced me to the Baptists.
Yep. Okay.
And then I started going to the Baptist church. And then my I have a cousin down here by marriage.
Right.
And she introduced me to the Oasis Church, which is where I go now. It's just a non-denominational. Anybody can come that wants to.
Yeah.
And I really
enjoy that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice people.
Yeah. Now, your son's pretty close by, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Right across the river.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you see him fairly often. You just had knee surgery, didn't you?
Yeah. A year ago I had the left knee, and this year I had the right knee. But everything's okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing just fine. You did too.
I did.
Yeah.
I had one.
Uh-huh.
But you amazed me at how you snapped back.
Yeah.
You did. You did great.
Thank you.
With that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you really just enjoyed about becoming a resident here as opposed to an employee?
Well, I like going on the trips. Trips to eating out. Yep. I went to Big Woods, and we just went to Roy Deal's in Perry, Oyster House. And the food was delicious.
New to me.
Yeah,
is it?
That's fun. I love going on the bus and hearing everybody chit-chat, you know.
There's a lot of opportunities here, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. And I started ceramics class.
Good.
Yeah.
And you're still working.
Yes.
You're still at the information desk.
I work 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has there been any surprises since you moved here?
No.
No?
It's just that everybody's just as nice as, I guess, what I expected.
Right.
You know?
Right.
No surprises.
Yeah. And so you've met all your neighbors then, now that you have neighbors here.
Yeah. I feel different too, believe it or not.
Do you? I was going to ask you.
Than being an employee, you know.
Yeah.
There was kind of like a distance there. But now that I'm a resident, you know, I feel like I can just jump in and get in the conversation. And feel welcome. And they welcome me too. That's nice.
That's good. Well, you know what? You are so easy to meet.
Oh, thank you.
You were just so friendly to us when we came. And we felt like you were family. Because you had all the answers down there at the desk that we needed, you know, so
we tried.
Yeah. Do you have grandchildren?
I have 4, but I have a lot of great-grandchildren, about 8.
Oh my goodness,
That's
Kathy.
a lot for me, for being an only child.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Do they live nearby?
The closest one's Fort White. Well, no, I'll take that back. My son that passed away, he has a son in Lee, and he's 10.
Okay.
So Lee is the closest, and then my other grandbaby, she ain't a grandbaby, she's 33. And their sister and brother, that's what's, my son got married later in life and then had another family. So
yeah, right.
Her brother's in Lee, it's 10, and she's in Fort White, she's 33.
So for all intents and purposes, he had 2 only children, really,
right.
Almost.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you get to see them often?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Not a whole lot, you know, at least once or twice a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Yeah. You're blessed that you have them so close.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Kathy, when you stop and think about where you've come in your life, what advice would you give to the younger generation that almost never listens to us?
Right.
But what would you say to them?
I think your work ethic is the most important thing. You should, if you're told to be at work at a certain time, be there. Don't be late, you know. Don't find excuses to take off work for just anything. You know, it should be important if you're going to take off work.
Right.
And just show up when you're supposed to show up.
Right.
I think that's important. As a matter of fact, that's how I got the job at the telephone company. 2 of us hired in at the same time. We were equally matched in qualifications, but she had missed a day of work and I hadn't, so I got the job first.
Oh, makes a difference, doesn't it?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you
would. What they look at.
Yes, you would.
Mm-hmm.
You would. You know, I remember when you talk about that, I remember my brother used to hire for a computer company he worked for, and he said we always courted top students in the world of technology. And he said we would send material to them and try to interview them early on. And he said there was one young man we were all looking at, and he said he came by to interview with me, and they had sent material about their value system, their ethics, their dress code, all of that. And he said that young man came in flip-flops and torn jeans, and he said he was as bright as he could be. He said he was so bright. But he said, I knew I couldn't hire him. And he was shocked that he was not hired. And he asked him, he said, why didn't you hire me? It was exactly what you said. He said, if you will bend the rules of the dress code, if you'll bend our rules at the interview, you'll bend the rules after you come as an employee.
Right.
So that's such good advice that you're giving.
I always try to dress appropriately.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and
that's something we don't hear a lot about, Kathy. You know, today. We don't see that kind of polish in the professional world.
Correct.
Anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
I do too. And I think it's going to take a voice of those of us who know the difference. Yeah. Makes a difference in how you present yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and when your family's here, I'd love to meet your family.
Oh.
Your granddaughter when she comes.
Oh, she's beautiful.
I'm sure she is. Yeah. What a joy that you have her close enough to enjoy her. I don't have mine that close, and a lot of people out here don't. So it's nice to see grandchildren when they drop by to visit you. Yeah. So what's on your horizon for the days ahead here? Do you have something you're excited about?
Actually, no, I haven't. I seen where you had said something about a bucket list, you know, but I have none. I just, I like the United States, and
Do you?
I'd love to travel if I could, you know, to different places.
Sure.
But at my age, I doubt that I'll get to do that much traveling. But that's what I enjoy doing. And as far as being way out there, like what I would like to do if I could, which I never would, the Orient Express always fascinated me. And I thought, wonder what it would be like to ride on that, you know.
Yeah.
And so I've downsized to maybe just a train. What do you call them trains?
Amtrak?
Amtrak.
Okay.
I've downsized to an Amtrak
to an
ride.
Amtrak
ride. Well, I'd be satisfied for an Amtrak ride instead of the Orient Express.
Yeah, right. You said in the United States is where would you go if you just went one place?
Oh, geez. Well, I've never been to Northwest. Probably the Northwest.
Yeah.
Up there, or on the other side, Maine. You know.
Really?
The colder.
Yeah.
Places.
And because you understand that, don't you, from where you're from?
Yeah, I kind of miss the snow, the beauty of the
Do you really?
Snow. The beauty of it. It was beautiful, you know.
I know it is. I know.
Except for slush.
Yeah. But for a Florida girl, it's intimidating.
Yes, right.
This little quarter-inch of snow we had here, I kept waiting on snowplows to come.
Oh.
Kathy, it's been so much fun to talk to you today.
Oh, well, thank you.
You are a delightful person.
Well, thank you.
And I'm so excited you joined us today. And now you know to look for Kathy when she's around and about. And we are just so glad you joined us today to have some time with us. And you come back and visit us on our porch and sit a spell with us. Thank you.